What these information functions will do is information functions will return either true or false. Information functions, all the information functions, not only one information function. So in information functions, it will either returns true or false. Okay, so in this information functions, the first function it is okay, this is a column statistics and everything. This is a new function it is added. Okay, so this is not required. Okay, so next one is contains. Okay, in this contains, okay, what it will happen here it is. So that means in a particular column, whatever value we are given, that value in that particular column, it is there or not, it will check it. If it is there, then returns true. Otherwise it returns false. It is. Understand clearly? Okay, let's see with example. See here in this rank X function, I'm applying the contains function, right? Contains of, okay, first table name. What is the table name here? Add columns. Okay, in add columns, what is the column name? Rank X. Okay, rank X is the column, comma. In this, okay, so in rank X column, I need to find one particular value. Suppose I'm giving 2. Okay, this 2 value is there in that particular column or not, it will check it. If it is there, then returns true, otherwise returns false. It is. See here. See here. That means in this particular column itself, whether we are finding this 2 value or not. See here, it is a 2 value, right? 2 value is there or not? If it is true, if it is there, then all the values it returns true. Okay. Suppose, for example, I'm giving 5. Is that 5 value is there in that particular column? No. Okay. Then what it will returns? It will returns false. See here. Understand clearly or not? Swagat, is it clear or
Yes,
not?
clear, Vijay. Yes, Vijay.
Next one is contains row. What contains row will do is in contains row, it will set a value for that particular column wherever the value is there. For those it returns true, otherwise it returns false. Let's see how it will works and everything. Okay, suppose for example, contains row. In this, first you have to write the table name, add columns. Okay, comma. Instead of column names, you have to write the values. What values you want, those you have to mention in the curling braces. Okay. Suppose, for example, there is 2, 3. Okay, 2, 3 values. In which column I need to find it? That column name you have to write it here itself. See here. Okay, so that means first you have to mention what values you need to find it. See here in contains, what is the difference between contains and contains row? In contains, we can pass a single value. OK, in contains row, we can pass multiple values and we can search the values. OK, so these values, OK, in this particular rank, first you have to mention the values what you need to find it. In the curling braces only you have to mention it. OK, 2, 3. OK, in which column you want to find the values, that column name you have to write it. OK, in this particular column, what values are there? 2, 3. OK, so this 2, 3 is this in this particular column, it is there or not? In whichever rows those values it is find. OK, for those rows it will returns true, otherwise it returns false. It is, see here 2 is finding here, that's the reason true it returns. For this one is not finding in this particular value. OK, that's the reason it returns false. Understand clearly, Swagat and Ravi?
Yes, Vijay.
Next one is contain string. OK, contain string and contain string exact. These two functions will act like a find and search. These two these two functions will find like will act like a find and search. OK, so in real time don't use these two functions. OK, so always we have to use find or search functions. OK, understand clearly? So here in contains in contain string, OK, what we need to do is when you click on this one, OK, so here the examples will be there. In this contain string, what will happen here it is, so this is the text. OK, in this text itself, we are finding the value here. OK, this is a finding value, this is a text. OK, this finding value we need to search it in the text part. OK, we need to search it in the text part itself. OK, so whenever you are finding a value, OK, this is a find value and this is a text value. This find value, whether it is there in this text or not, it will check it. If it is there, then returns true, otherwise returns false itself. See here, suppose for example BC is there. This BC value is there in this text or not? OK, so if it is find, it means then what value it will returns? True. OK, understand? That means for this particular value it will returns true. Next one is we are finding a value in a capital letters. We are finding a value in a capital letters. In contain string, whether it is a small letter or capital letter. So first it will check whether that particular value is there or not. It will check it. That value, whether it is in small letter or capital letter, doesn't matter, whatever it may be. OK, so first it will find that particular value in this particular column, in this particular text or not, it will check it. OK, so here that means capital B, instead of leave it about the capital B and capital C. BC value is there in this particular text or not? Yes, it is there. That means this also returns true. Understand? Next one is this is a text, and in this text itself we are finding A star D. What it is? A star D. A star D means nothing but, OK, star means whether these two characters is finding in that particular text or not, it will check it. That means whether those characters are wherever it is there, doesn't matter. But these characters is there in this particular text or not, it will check it. Okay, so that means A will be there in this particular text or not? Yes. D will be there in this particular text or not? Yes, it is there. Okay. Then so for this also it returns true because A and D is A and D characters we are finding in that particular text. So for this particular one, it returns true. Okay. Next one is this is ABCD. Okay. ABCD is the text. In this we are finding EF. This EF value is there in this particular text. No, we are not finding the value. That means for this it will returns false. That means true, 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 false it will returns. See here. When you come down, see here, true, 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 false. Understand? It is similar like a contain string is similar like a search function. Search function we already discussed it or not? It is acts like a search function. Okay. It is acts like a search function. Okay. Next one is contain string exact. It is acts like a find function. Okay. Don't use these two functions, contain string and contain string exact function in real time, because we already have find and search functions are there, right? So you have to use those functions only. But I will show you an example, but I will explain you what these functions will do here. Understand clearly? Is it clear? Contain string, Swagat? Ravi?
Yes, Vijay.
Next one is contain string exact. See in that with the same example how we can display it here. So see here, that means BC value is there in this particular text or not? Yes. And that BC value immediate values must and should be there. Okay. That means whatever value we are finding, this value must and should immediate values must and should be there in this particular text. If it is there, then then returns true, otherwise returns false it is. That means this BC value we are finding here itself immediately. Okay, that means this for this value it returns true. Okay, next one is capital BC we are finding. Okay, in this contain string exact, whatever it is there in the text, the same as it is text only we need to find it. Okay, if it is whether if the text is in capital letters only you can find it. If it is in small letters only you can find it. But here BC value is there in this particular text. But BC value we are finding as a capital letters BC. Is this capital letter BC is there in this particular text? No. That's the reason for this value it returns false. Understand or not? Okay. Next one is A star D. A star D means that means so in this contain string I told you, right? Immediate values if it is there, that means whenever you are finding any value, those values must and should be immediates. Okay, if you are finding immediates, then only we can return true, otherwise it returns false. Understand? So here, see here, A and D is there. A is there in the first character, D is in the last character. It is okay. So whenever you are finding first and last characters means for those it returns false. Understand? So because in contain string exact, we need to find immediate characters. Okay. Next one is in the ABCD text, EF is there? No, complete EF is not there. So that means for the first value only it will returns true. For remaining values it returns false. See here. True, false, false, false. Understand clearly, Swagat and Ravi?
Yes, Vijay.
Yes, clearly.
Next one is custom data. This option, this is not required. Okay. Next one is very important function is hash one filter. Okay. What is hash one filter will do? What is hash one filter? That means in the visualization level, these functions we have to use it. Whether in the visual level, whether you are selecting any value or not, it will check it. It just check the values we are selecting any value or not, or we are filtering any value in the visual level or not. If you are filtering any value in the visual level, then these functions will return true. If you are not filtering any value in the visual level, then returns it is false. It is. Understand clearly or not?
Yes, Vijay.
Okay, so this is how the hash one filter. Let's see practically how it will works. Okay. Okay, so let's see how it will works and everything. Okay, so when you go to this particular one, so you can put any column in the visual level and you are filtering any value in the visual level, whether that particular value is filtered or not. For checking purpose only, we have to use hash one filter. Understand? Let's see with example. So see, in this particular, I'm putting a country column in the slicer visual. This is a slicer visual. Okay, this is a slicer visual. In this slicer visual, I'm putting one column. Not only country column. You can put any column in the slicer visual itself. Okay, after putting that, if you select any value. Okay, see, I'm selecting a value. That means that particular visual is filtered. Understand? If I'm selecting any value in this particular column means that particular one is filtered. If I'm not selecting any value, then we can treat it as, see here in this particular visual, did I select any value in this particular one? No. That means I am not filtering any value. If you select any one value means it is filtered. If you're not selecting any value in that particular column means it is not filtered. Understand? So in this particular one, what we need to do is hash one filter. Okay, so in hash one filter column, that means what column value we are filtering. See here in this particular visual, what column you are filtering, that column you have to pass it in this. That column value we can filter it here. Okay, in this hash one filter, what column value we are filtering the which column we need to filter in the visual? That column name you have to pass it. Like suppose country. Okay, just you need to pass it. See here, I'm creating, see, because these information functions either returns true or false, right? That's the reason I'm creating hash one filter in the in the measure. Okay, see here, I'm selecting a Canada value. If I'm selecting any value, see here, true will return. That means not only this one, any value you can select it. That means this particular column is filtered. If you filter any value, then returns true. If you are not selecting any value in this particular visual, see the false will returns. Understand clearly? Very important function, hash one filter. Hash one filter is nothing but if you select any value in the visual level, then returns true, otherwise returns false. Understand? Understand clearly, Swagat and Ravi?
Yes, understand, Vijay. Yeah,
Okay.
yes, Vijay.
Just you need to pass the column name into that particular hash one filter. Okay, so what column value you are filtering here, that column value only you need to pass it here. Understand clearly? Okay, next one is hash one value. Same hash one filter is how it will work. Same hash one value also it will work like that only. Let's see. See here, hash one value here. Okay, so in this hash one value also same like hash one filter. See here, if I'm filtering any value, this value also it will returns. Okay, and is filter is also one function is there. See here, is filtered. Okay, this function and hash one value and hash one filter, both these three are same itself. Understand? Next one is after. Is after is not required right now. Leave, leave it about this option. Next option is blank. Okay, this is very important function. That means so you have, that means this will check whether the column, if any column is blank or not, it will check it. If it is a blank, for that it will returns true, otherwise returns false. Let's see practically how it will works. See here, suppose if I'm applying is blank, most of the times is blank function we can use it in the either in the switch or if logical operators only we can use is blank. Very important function is blank. OK, most 99% we need to use is blank function in the either in the if condition or in the switch. OK, let's see how we can apply it. Is blank. OK, see, I'm writing if condition. In if condition, first I'm checking, OK, this column. OK, what is that function? Is blank, right? OK, is blank of in which column you need to check the blank values. That column name you have to write it. ID column, right? See here. OK, in this ID column, wherever the blank values are there, for those I need to return 0. Otherwise 1. That means can you please tell me what values it will returns? Instead of 1, I need to pass ID value here itself. OK, that means wherever the blank values are there, it will return 0. Otherwise returns the same ID value, whatever it is there, that it will return. Swagat, can you please tell me what values it will returns?
1 0 3 4 5 0 0 6.
Very good. Is it clear or not, Swagat?
Yes, Vijay.
OK, most of the time is blank function we can use it in the we can use it in this particular if condition or switch. OK, is it clear or not? Understand, Ravi? Next one is cross filter. This is not required. Next one is empty. Is empty means whether the table is empty or not, it will check it. If the table is empty, then returns true. If the table is not empty, then returns false itself. Understand clearly? This is empty function, we can write it only we can pass it in the work. We can pass table name in that particular function. OK, in that particular function, we need to pass only the table name. In that, if the table is empty, then returns true. Otherwise returns false it is. But in real time, we didn't use this function. OK. Next one is error also not required. OK. Next one is even. Even means, you know, right? In a particular numeric column, wherever the even numbers are there, even numbers means exactly divisible by 2. OK, whatever numbers are exactly divisible by 2, for those it will returns true. Otherwise it returns false. Understand? Let's see. Is even of ID column. OK, that means see here what values it will return. See here false true, because here the empty is nothing but a 0. OK, it is 0. 0 divided by 2, how much it is? 0 only. That's the reason that is even number, right? It is returns true here. True here. True. Understand? Remaining whichever is not exactly divisible by 2, those are returns false. Same is odd function is also there. OK. Quite opposite to the is even is called as is odd. That means is odd is nothing but wherever the odd numbers are there, for those it returns true, or even numbers it returns false it is. Understand clearly? Let's see practical. Understand clearly? See here. Okay. So wherever the odd numbers are there, for those it returns true. For even numbers it returns false. It is. Understand? Like this. Next one is filter. Also I explained, right? This function is also important. What is filter? Is filter and hash one filter. Okay, hash one filter and hash one value. These three are same. That means is filtered means the column value in the visual is filter or not. It will check it. If it is filter, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. It is. Okay, is in scope is not required, is logical is not required, is non-text is not required, is number is not required, is odd we already discussed it now. Okay, is on after is not required. And next one is next these two functions only important, username and user principal name. Okay, what is username and what is user principal? Okay, remember these two functions are very important. Username and user principal. Username will returns domain name. User principal name returns mail ID. Okay, these two functions, username function and user principal name function, we can apply it on the RLS. That means row level security. In that particular topic only, we need to use these two functions. Understand? These two functions, we have to use it in the topic only, not in anywhere. Understand? So that's the reason username will return a domain name, user principal name will return a mail ID. Understand? So when we are discussing about RLS, okay, at that time I will explain you clearly what is username and what is user principal name. Understand? These two functions will return either domain name or mail ID. Understand? So let's see what are the important category in this particular um, information functions. See here, information functions. Okay, these are the information functions. In this, if you prepare these functions, that is enough, not more than that. Understand? Okay. Is it clear or not? Okay, so this information functions we are discussing, we completed, and tomorrow we need to discuss about the filter functions. What is that? Filter functions. Okay, and in this, what are all the filter functions are there that we need to discuss it. Okay, so here these are the filter functions. Filter functions are very important. Okay, and those we need to discuss it in the tomorrow's class. In tomorrow's class, we need to discuss about the filter functions. And once it is done, one more category it is pending, that it is called as time intelligent functions. So after that, complete DAX functions is completed, then we need to discuss about modeling part. Understand clearly? Is it clear, Avi?